Most men talk too much. They explain themselves. They share their plans. They expose their fears without even noticing. And the world watches, listens, and takes notes. Painful truth. The more you speak, the weaker you look. The louder you are, the easier you are to control. Everyone wants to appear strong, but strength is quiet. Strength disappears. Strength doesn't chase attention. Today, you'll learn the power of silence and disappearing, also known as ghost mode. The mindset used by ancient warriors, Stoic emperors, and men who didn't waste energy. This is how you become unpredictable, unreadable, and untouchable. When people know nothing about you, they can't judge you. They can't attack you. They can't manipulate you. Silence turns you into a mystery, and mystery is power. The Spartans understood this. They spoke little. They revealed nothing unnecessary. To outsiders, they looked cold, distant, almost emotionless. But this silence wasn't weakness. It was a weapon. Their enemies couldn't read them, couldn't predict them, couldn't understand how they thought. That confusion gave the Spartans an edge before the battle even started. In the modern world, silence does the same thing. If people don't know your next move, they can't sabotage it. If they don't know your feelings, they can't twist them. If they don't know your weaknesses, they can't use them. You become harder to judge, harder to read, harder to attack. That is why silence is the first law. When you stop giving away information, you stop giving away power. There's a story of a samurai who never reacted, never flinched, never showed emotion. His enemies said fighting him felt like facing a ghost. They couldn't tell if he was afraid or calm or ready to strike. His silence was suffocating. It drained their confidence before swords even touched. That samurai won battles not just with skill, but with silence. Because silence creates doubt, and doubt destroys the enemy from the inside. When life gets noisy, disappear. Not forever, not out of fear, but to reset your power. Most men stay overly available. They answer every message. They react to every emotion. They live on the surface. When you vanish for a while, you break the pattern. You create distance. You remove access. And distance forces people to reevaluate you. Think of it like this. If everyone can reach you, you lose value. If anyone can interrupt you, you lose focus. Disappearing is not about running. It's about reclaiming your time, your energy, your identity. When you stop showing up for everyone, something powerful happens. People start wondering where you went. They start questioning if they took you for granted. They start feeling the silence you left behind. And more importantly, you start hearing yourself again. Your own thoughts, your goals, your priorities, without the noise of other people's expectations. This is why disappearing is a law. A man needs his own mind back. There was a Spartan commander who would leave the camp before battle. No warning, no explanation, just silence. His soldiers feared he was abandoning them. But every time he returned with a clearer mind, a sharper plan, and a calm that spread through the entire army. He walked away not to escape, but to reclaim clarity. Silence gave him strategy. Distance gave him strength. Disappearing gave him power his enemies never understood. When you stay quiet, other people fill the silence. They over-explain. They confess. They reveal their intentions without you asking. This is one of the strongest advantages of being silent. Most people can't handle silence. It makes them anxious. It exposes their guilt, their insecurities, their hidden motives. So they speak, they reveal, they expose themselves. Silence during conflict is especially powerful. Argue less, and let the other person reveal who they are. The louder they get, the more you learn, the quieter you stay, the more control you gain. And here's the truth. People trust the loud man less and the silent man more. Not because he's friendly, but because he's unreadable. And unreadable men are dangerous. A Roman commander was known for interrogating prisoners without speaking a word. He'd sit there, still, staring. No threats, no shouting, just silence. Prisoners said the silence was worse than torture. They panicked. They talked. They emptied their secrets, all while he said nothing. Silence is pressure, and pressure makes the truth appear. That's why silence is a law. It gives you information without effort. Silence isn't empty. It's training. It's pressure. It forces you to sit with your own mind, and most men can't do that. They run from silence because it shows them who they really are. But if you face it, if you stay in the silence long enough, you become stronger than the noise around you. You stop seeking distraction. You stop needing people's opinions. You stop chasing validation. Stoics practice this kind of silence. Just sitting, just breathing, just observing their own thoughts. No reaction, no panic, no escape. That discipline made them harder to break. When you master silence on the inside, chaos on the outside can't touch you. That's why silence isn't weakness. It's armor, thick, heavy, unpenetrable. This is the armored mind. There was a monk who spoke only when it was useful, not out of shyness, but out of control. Every word carried weight. Every silence carried even more. When he finally spoke, people listened because silence sharpened his voice. Noise wastes it. That monk understood a truth most men ignore. The less you say, the more it means. A man who is always available is never respected. A man who is always online is never mysterious. A man who reacts instantly is never in control. You don't need to respond instantly. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to share every detail of your life. Let people wonder. Let them question. Let them feel your absence. Ghost mode is not isolation. It's strategy. It's removing access so you can rebuild strength. When you become harder to reach, you become harder to control. And here's the part most men never learn. The moment you become scarce, your value rises. Not because you're playing games, but because silence brings gravity, and gravity pulls the world toward you. Silence, distance, control. These are not tricks. These are not trends. They are the foundation of an armored mind. A mind that doesn't leak energy, a mind that doesn't break under pressure. When you speak less, you think better. When you disappear, you return stronger. When you stay silent, the world reveals itself to you. Starting today, pick one area of your life and go silent. Not forever, just long enough to feel the power come back. Don't announce it. Don't post about it. Don't explain anything. Just disappear and watch how your world reacts. If you want to live with discipline, clarity, and power, step into silence. Step into ghost mode. Step into the armored mind.